Hi there, Dan here. I'm out at Dry Island, and I've been posting a few drone shots of Dry Island, and got a nice little request from my good friend Todd Furnett that said he would like to see a bit of a tour of the island, not only the drone shots but also pictures of the house, etc. So I thought I'd do a little video here and give you a little bit of a tour of Dry Island. So anyway, I'm out on the dock here, as you can see, and this is our jet skis. We got a couple of jet ski ramps a few weeks ago where we can pull the jet skis right up on the ramp. They kind of float with this dock. This is a floating dock, and Stanley aluminum boat is 20 feet. Now, I've made mention recently about the high water, and so the water is so high here that this side dock beside our sauna was actually 2 feet above the water when we bought the island 3 years ago, and it's now completely submerged. So we've got this little ramp here to kind of connect to the steps, and this is the sauna building. It's got a wood stove in it. So the front of the wood stove is right here, and it extends into the sauna. And this is where we have a lot of fun when it's kind of cold outside. And we've got a little beer fridge here. And it's a bit of a mess in here, but it's always a bit of a mess in there. Anyway, we have our flags, our Canadian flag up behind me there, and our Cuban flag. So both flags flying all the time because we spend the winter in Cuba. We have a little two bins here, one for all the life jackets and one for floatables and extra chairs and stuff like that. We got gasoline here for the jet skis. The jet skis go through quite a bit of gasoline. And our neighbors over here are Katie and Ors. Ors is there with a buddy right now. And so this is the house and the big screened in front porch on there. So I'll go up, and Laura and Melissa are in the porch, both working from home. So Laura's on a meeting right now, so I don't want to disturb her, but I'll just quietly go through here.
And then, as we talked about for the other population, irrigated area, etc., I basically left the sections kind of as they were, but I added in the summary that it was.
And this is the inside of the house. That's not the door we usually come in. We usually come in this door. This is what we call the mud room here. And so this room can sleep an extra person in a pinch. And we play cards at this table, etc. Sliding door here. This is the dining room. I got the drone set up there on the table. And this is the kitchen. And I'll just walk through. We've got a wood stove here, soon to be converted to a propane stove. And living room. So the kids, Elroy and Audrey, are playing in the spare room. Oh, and this is my office in behind the TV. I'm just kind of tucked in behind the television, so you'd never know that there was an office there. And go into the spare room here, and these are the grandkids playing in the bunk bed.
So pretend that they went with these guys.
Say hi. Say hi to the camera. Elroy, you gonna say hi?
Hi.
And then going through into our bedroom. This is our bedroom in here, and king size bed. We've got a little ensuite bathroom there, and then you can step right outside onto our balcony or deck, if you will. So anyway, this is what we look at most of the time. Down here we've got the fire pit area that we've just built up this year due to the high water. The water's up like almost 3 feet over what it was when we bought the island. Anyway, I'll do a bit of more tour in a few minutes. Okay, so we'll continue on with the tour here, and we'll start in the mud room here. And I don't know if Janet's recording, it doesn't look like it. So we'll just go out the door here. And this is Janet's studio, built by our good friend Al Batchilder, who is the brother to Lynn Grisdale. And it's Lynn Grisdale that got me hooked on Woods Bay in the first place, because her other brother, Wayne Batchelder, brought me out here. Anyway, this is Janet's recording studio where she does some recording in here. Hi, Janet.
Hello.
So yeah, this is so there's her microphone and her scripts, and she's doing some editing right now. Anyway, that's we'll carry on. Thanks, Janet. So this building actually wasn't here when we bought the island. There was a garden there. So anyway, then going out here, we've got the. Oh, and by the way, the island goes that way for probably another 200 meters through the bush. Actually, I'll take you for a walk out there. Just go down here, and this is called the Road to Nowhere. So there's a bit of a stone wall here that marks the trail that goes back, and we have the sign here, Road to Nowhere. And we can run the ATV through here, or some people like to run through here. And it's a bit of a trail that goes all the way around the island. And it's quite pretty back here. Kind of an untouched forest affair. And let's go sailing back here. So right across the bay here is Bill Green and his wife Judy. They're in the cottage you can see behind me there, and he's from Picton. So coming out to this rocky cliff, this is where we have to go to see the sunset. The sunset takes place way out behind me, and that's Woods Bay. That's the channel out to Woods Bay way out there. Anyway, carry on here. Now, coming down here, this is coming down sort of in front of the shop, and there's an old decrepit dock here when we bought the place, and the decrepit dock is still there. And then last year I bought the dock you can see behind me there from a guy who actually built a cottage not far from here. This dock is 30 feet long. He wasn't happy with it. He wanted it 50 feet long, so I got it for $1,500, and that dock is probably worth about maybe $8,000–9,000. So it was a good deal, but right now I just haven't hooked it up yet. Everything's a bit of a work in progress around here, and the reason I have this part down here is because it's to keep it from the pontoons from banging against the rock just under the water there. And it's just kind of held by this old decrepit thing. So anyway, coming around here, this is the shop, and our canoes. We got 3 canoes here, and the ATV up beyond there. But these 3 canoes are easy to put in. We pulled a pontoon boat out here. By the way, you didn't see the pontoon boat down at the dock because we have a leak in the one pontoon, so it's in for repair. But we can pull the pontoon boat out right here in the winter, like when just before we leave the island, and it gets stored in the shop. And the trailer for the pontoon boat is right here. And then we've got a generator in here. This is the wood shed. We also keep the canoes in here in the winter time. So there's a big old generator here that was from Pennsylvania Island originally, acquired by Morris, who is the previous owner. And so if the power goes down for any length of time, this runs on propane, and we can fire this baby up. It's kind of loud, but at least it gives us power and keeps the freezers going. And then the pontoon boat trailer right there. And this shed is good for storing some firewood, and like I say, we can get all the canoes in there. There's also 2 canoes up in the rafters there for the Herbert family paddle. And so this is the shop, and it's got 1-man door on it here. We'll just carry on inside. And this building over here, a little one on the side, is a little bathroom. And I'll explain what that's all about in a minute. Okay, we're into the shop. We had this big screen, bug screen built, or put together, custom made, that fits over the whole door. I close the big doors in the wintertime to keep the weather out, but in the summer we leave them open all the time and have this big screen on here. Oh, my phone's ringing. I'm going to have to take this phone call. Just a moment. Okay, that was a phone call. Okay, now where were we? Okay, so this is the shop. Like I said, this screen keeps all the bugs out, and bats and stuff like that. And we have a lot of fun in here. We've got all the shelving in here with a kind of a hardware store of all kinds of stuff. Whether we're doing painting or repairing docks or whatever. And Charlie gave me these steel shelving units from his dad's old property down near Tottenham. They worked out perfect. Then up behind me here, behind all the paraphernalia on the wall, is the loft. And we built the loft. That loft was not here when we bought the island. This was just a big, it's a huge shop. I mean, it's like a gymnasium or something. You could have a basketball game in here. And we do play a lot of ping pong and stuff. And anyway, there's a window there. I'll take you up to the loft that we built. That was one of the first things we did, was to create more beds, because the house only has the two bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. I forgot to show you the bathroom. Showed you a little ensuite, but there's also a bathroom in there with washing machines and toilet and so on. So this, for those people who stay in the loft, there's a little bathroom we had built by Al Batchelder, and it's got a sink and running water behind the door, and a toilet, a composting toilet that doesn't run into our septic system. Oh, and I wanted to show you these mushrooms here. We get a lot of mushrooms growing on the island, and these are pretty cool, big orange things. Amazing. Anyway, carry on. So the house is right there, and we just had a new septic system installed, and the grass is all growing back in here really well. And then this big deck here was also built by Al Batchelder, and we had it built after we did the loft. So let's go up to the loft. So this is the deck from up here. Nice view down to the fire pit. Down behind me there, the house, and the Bunkie's right over there. And interesting story about the Bunkie. So the Bunkie, which is what Laura and Charlie are, it's a project for Laura and Charlie, they're turning it into a little cottage. But that Bunkie originally was in the middle of the backyard here, and it was an ice house. An ice house is where the owners would go out onto the ice in the wintertime with a chainsaw or a handsaw and cut big chunks of ice and put them into the ice house in the winter with some sawdust all over them, and that would be a refrigerator in the summertime. That was back in the days before they had hydro and stuff here. So we'll go into, this is the loft room. We've got 4 double beds in here. Charlie did a great job of finishing with tongue and groove pine on the rafters and everything, and so it's basically a dormitory with 4 double beds, a little table here, a dresser, and a nice view out through the shop out to the water at the back. Anyway, that's the shop. Todd, I hope you appreciate me doing this for you. I kind of appreciate you asking because I never really gave it much thought about doing a bit of a tour. So down here we have an axe throwing target, which my nephew Casey made for us, and so we have 3 throwing hatchets, and we have a game. We have 3 points, 2 points, 1 point, 7 points, which you have to call that one. So here's what the deck looks like, and underneath the deck is storage for the lawnmower and also for the ATV, which is back there. And we're also, this chimney was wrecked by ice and snow coming off the roof last year. So we've got a new wood stove that we have to get installed, but it's not a wood stove, it's propane. So this will carry on down here on this path that goes back to the Bunkie. There's a little bit of a ditch that runs along here and goes right down to the water. And there's a little bit of a clearing back here. And the previous owner, Morris Lalonde, he called this Newfoundland because he had friends come visit from Newfoundland, and they set up a tent back here in this clearing. There's lots of these hoops here because Doug and Charlie have toy drones, and they set up a course through the forest that they can fly the little drones through the hoops. So back here we have another dock. This dock never gets used, and it's not even hooked up at the moment. So anyway, it's just kind of free floating here, and it's just tied off with some rope, and there's a ramp for it right there. The ramp comes off this rock and over to the dock, but with the high water the ramp came loose, and I discovered it floating down the channel one day back in April, and I had to go out in the canoe and retrieve it and bring it back. So it's just tied off, and we don't really need it, but it's here, so we can use it if we have to. You can still pull a boat up to the dock there. There's lots of water on the other side of the dock. So now we'll go for a walk back here to the Bunkie. Carry on with the path. It comes down from the shop. Here's another hoop here for the little toy drones. So the house is over there, the Bunkie's right here, and it was just basically a one room with some bunk beds and a bed in it. These are tarps here for Charlie's plywood because, like I said, this is a work in progress for Laura and Charlie, and they're turning this Bunkie into a cottage. So just to enter here, Charlie has done a fantastic job of insulating, putting a new ceiling in. They put in this loft bed, which has, it's not finished yet. The front on it isn't finished, but all kinds of storage, and it rolls out. There's 3 of those, or like a closet. Then we've got a little kitchen here, a bathroom, again with a composting toilet, and vanity, running water, and so on. So, anyway. Oh, I forgot. So this up here is Audrey's loft bed, and Charlie's just about finished making a really decorative wooden ladder to get up there, and then her bed is up in there, and that's where Audrey sleeps. So Laura, Charlie, Audrey, they stay here all the time. Did a nice job on the steps up to the bed. Eventually they're going to put a window in beside the bed that looks up the bay. So we'll go back outside here. And nice little walkway down here out to a deck. And the fire pit area down here. Also, we've got the 2 purple martin birdhouses. Actually, there's 3. There's another one on the point behind that tree. And we had some birds in there in the early spring, but I haven't seen any in there for a little while. And they got some furniture here that they brought up from Toronto. But and then our wood pile here. This is all the scraps from Charlie doing all the work inside the bunkie. Anywho, that's about it. Maybe take one more little stroll down to the fire pit. So there's a little bunkie bridge here that goes over the ditch and up to the house. Also, this is part of the road to nowhere. This whole trail system connects. It goes all the way around the island, and it's kind of fun if you're into running, or you can use the ATV just for having some fun. This is the fire pit area. Anthony did a great job of making this break wall out of boulders he brought over on the barge. And the problem was that the water's so high, all the soil here was washing away into the lake. Every time a boat went by and there was a boat wake came up, it would wash the soil away. So we put the break wall in. We've got what do you call it, landscaping cloth that goes in underneath. So this is now like a giant sandbag. The soil can't get out past the rocks because of the cloth that's in behind it. And yeah, great place for having fires and stuff. And then going back to the sauna, as you can see, again, the high water has covered this fixed dock. So that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the tour. We love it out here at Dry Island. And I'll finish off with one thing, and this is for Todd, your cousin Mark Scott, and his lovely wife Karen gave us this sign right here as a housewarming gift last time they came out for a visit. So really appreciate that sign. Life's better on Dry Island. That's it. Take care, and we'll see you soon.